Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to issue 7 and also issue 8 of Build the Iron Man Mark III. So welcome back everyone, and I'm finally back. I've had a few issues. It wasn't actually my microphone that was the problem in the last videos, it was actually the camera. It wasn't picking up the audio from the external mic, so I had to fix that. Bit of a problem, and been really busy back to work the last 2 weeks because obviously I've not been able to work like most people for the best part of a year, so I've been really hectic, obviously juggling that with obviously my baby. But now I'm back. I've got issues 7 to 10 to work on today, which is working on the forearm and also the shoulder. But I have also received my delivery for 11 to 14, and I've had a look on those, and they actually are going to be working on, well, it's actually completing the shoulder and the arm, so the whole of the right arm is going to be complete, which is pretty cool. I'll show you a preview at the end of issue 10 for that one. There's not a great deal to do today. I think issue 10 is probably the most fiddliest one, but the other first 3 issues look nice and simple, so let's get started. Right, so issue 7, and obviously like I said, we'll be working on the right forearm today, so we'll be working on that to start. Once we've completed this part of the arm, we can then fit the hand, which we've already built. So obviously, if you remember in my last one, I couldn't actually finish the hand. Well, I did finish it, but there was an issue with the LED light. Fanhome sent me a replacement. Haven't put the new circuit board in yet, but I will. And then once I've done that, I can put on the hand at the end. So you'll see that when I've done up to issue 14. Anyway, so the components we need. So you've got the right forearm component there. Then the forearm tops, that's obviously just the cover for all the different areas of the body. So we've known that now. You've also got a forearm plate there. Obviously we need this component from the previous issues. That's part of the arm and the forearm. And then in terms of screws, we've got 2 BP ones and 3 DM screws. The BP ones are 1.7 times 4mm, and the DMs are 1.73 times 5mm. So for issue 8, we've got the inner part of the forearm here. We've got a forearm protector, and then we have a few plastic components here. So this is the wrist joint cover here, this little rubber part. And then we've got the wrist joint, this plastic connector. And the last point is the wrist joint, so that plastic part there. Screws, we've got the JP ones, which are 1.7 times 10mm, EM 1.4 times 4mm, and lastly BPs again, which are 1.7 times 4mm, and all we need is your trusty screwdriver. Right, so steps 1 on issue 7. So taking the forearm and also the forearm plate, you will see here at the top there are some holes, and that's where the cover is actually going to be pressed into place. So it will click into place. So I'm just going to do that now. So you had that click there. Then once you've done that, you're going to take the forearm top and place that over like so. So it only goes one way. Once you've done that, you're going to spin it around, and you'll see at the very bottom here, there's a screw hole. So just to secure those two together, you need one of your BP screws, and we'll fix that into place. So nice. The BP screw is just going to keep that the forearm top in place, like so. Okay, stage 2, so working on the forearm joint. So obviously we need the elbow joint, which we worked on in the previous issues. That's going to be connected up to the forearm. So what you do, you're going to spin it round, and let me just double check from the picture where you want it. So you'll see here, these raised parts here, this is where you're actually going to lay over this part of the elbow joint. So I'm just going to do that now and show you. So it sits in like that. And then once you've done that, you're going to take 2 of your DM screws and secure those into place. And then once we've done that, we can move on to the next part, which will be issue 8. So I'm just going to secure those into place. In the next issue, by the way, the forearm will be completed, and this part of the armour will be ready to join the rest of the arm. So obviously keep this safe as it clearly states in the guide. So just secure that into place now. Okay, once you've done that, just show you how it's looking from the inside and then from the other side. So that is issue 7 complete. Now we can move on to issue 8. Okay, so step 1, working on the forearm and the wrist joint. So obviously we're going to take the inner part of the forearm, and what you want to do, you want to pop on the forearm protector over the end of it like so. So you'll see where the holes are, and you just slot that into place. Once you've done that, we're going to secure it with a BP screw, just like we did with the first part in issue 7. So I'll just line that up now. There we go. Then flip it round and take one of your BP screws and secure that at the bottom there. So as the Iron Man gets bigger, by the way, I'm going to do what I started with the Terminator, where I actually turn the camera around a bit so you can see, but I prefer to film this style at this stage, and as it gets bigger, show you from a different perspective. But guys, everyone's different, so that's my style. Hope you like it. So that's that first part. Now obviously when it comes to the actual wrist joints, it's made of 3 parts. 8C and 8D, those 2 parts there, they're actually the moving parts, and the rubber part, obviously that's where it's going to be fixed. So what you want to do, you want to align those all together, so they're all going to slot into one another. So we're going to push through 8C and 8D together like so. So they just slot into one another. And then before you actually push it through the rubber part, you need to secure those 2 together with a JP screw. So just grab that screw and get that in line. Okay, this part is actually quite fiddly, to be fair, because 8C keeps moving, so it's a bit of an annoying part, but I've secured those 2 together. Now like I said, what you're going to do, you're just going to push that through the rubber part, which is 8E, so just make sure it's the right way around. So that's how it should be looking. Once you've done that, you're going to flip round the part of the forearm, and you'll see at the bottom, that's where we're going to put in that wrist joint. So I'm just going to slide that through, making sure that it is in the correct position for what I want. So that's how it should be looking when you have it aligned. So I'm just going to push that through. So that's in place, like so. Okay, and there we have it, the completed product. So I now have connected up the forearm to the elbow, and you can see that the elbow flexes correctly. There's no issues there. It's nice and flexible. So that is that issue complete. Okay, so that's issue 7 and 8 complete, and like I said, there wasn't too much to do. Nice quick issues today, and there's the completed product. The forearm and the elbow is done. So in issue 9 and 10, like I said, we're going to be working on more of the forearm and also working on the shoulder. That's issue 10. Remember, I'm going to give you a little preview for 11 and 14, as I have those issues now. It's not just in the magazine, so I can show you the parts, a little preview, and I'm going to be cracking on with those as soon as I can once these 2 are done. So if you like today's video, guys and girls, please remember, as always, to leave me a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'll see you soon.